Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily English Podcast. I'm David, your host for today.
Hi, and I'm Emily, your co-host. We're so happy you're joining us today. David, I have to say, I'm really looking forward to this episode.
Me too, Emily. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Before we get started, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered if happiness is something you already have, not something you have to chase after?
That's such an interesting question. Sometimes it feels like we're always looking for happiness somewhere else, right? But what if it's actually in the small things we do every day?
Exactly. Today's episode is called The Happiness You Already Have, Discovering Joy in the Everyday. We're going to explore what happiness really means, how we can find it in daily life, and how you, our listeners, can use English to talk about happiness too.
And don't forget, David, we'll also share some fun stories, useful vocabulary, and even a few mini challenges for our listeners. So stay with us.
Let's dive right in. Emily, when you think about happiness, what comes to your mind? Do you think of big, exciting moments or the little things?
Oh, good question. For me, it's often the little things. Like yesterday, I had a cup of coffee in the morning, just sitting by my window listening to the birds. It wasn't a big event, but I felt really happy in that moment.
I can totally relate. For me, it's when I walk my dog in the park. The fresh air, the sound of leaves under my feet, even just watching my dog chase a squirrel, it brings a smile to my face. Listeners, think about this. When was the last time you felt happy because of something small?
That's a great reflection. You know, I used to think happiness meant achieving something big, like graduating or getting a new job. But I realized if I only wait for big moments, I miss out on the everyday joy.
Absolutely, and let's not forget, sometimes those big moments aren't as perfect as we imagine. I remember when I finished university, I expected to feel super happy, but actually I was kind of tired and confused. The real joy came later in small wins, like cooking a nice meal for myself or meeting friends for coffee.
That's so true. I think today we'll talk about the many ways we can find happiness in our everyday lives. And for our listeners, don't worry. You'll learn lots of useful English words and phrases to talk about your own experiences.
Perfect. Let's start by defining happiness. Emily, how would you explain happiness in simple English?
Let me see. Happiness is the feeling you get when you enjoy something or feel good inside. It could be from something small, like eating your favorite food, or something big, like traveling to a new place.
Right. And sometimes happiness is not about things, but about people, like spending time with family or friends.
Or even just with yourself. I mean, sometimes I feel happiest when I'm reading a book alone. So happiness can be different for everyone.
And that's a good point. Listeners, what makes you happy? Is it people, activities, places, or something else? Maybe you can share your thoughts with us on social media.
We'd love to hear from you. Now let's talk about some common misconceptions. David, do you think people sometimes misunderstand happiness?
Definitely. Many people think happiness means always being positive or never feeling sad. But actually, that's not realistic. Everyone feels sad or angry sometimes. Happiness doesn't mean you never have problems.
Exactly. It's normal to have ups and downs. What's important is to notice the good moments, even on difficult days. Like maybe you had a hard day at work, but you enjoyed a funny video on your way home.
Yeah, and those small moments add up. In fact, research shows that people who notice small positive things every day are often happier overall. Have you tried keeping a gratitude journal, Emily?
Oh, yes. For about a month, I wrote down 3 things I was thankful for each day. Sometimes it was big, sometimes very small, like I saw a beautiful sunset. It really helped me focus on the present.
That's a great tip for our listeners. Even if your English isn't perfect, try writing 1 or 2 sentences a day about something that made you happy. It can help you practice English and feel more positive.
Absolutely. And if you're not sure what to write, start with the basics. Today I had a nice lunch, or I talked to my friend. Simple is good.
Let's move on to some subtopics. First, let's talk about the difference between happiness and pleasure. Emily, do you think they're the same?
Hmm. I think pleasure is a short feeling, like eating ice cream. Happiness can last longer. For example, you might feel happy because you have good friends, not just because you had dessert.
Good point. So, pleasure is like a quick smile, but happiness is more like a warm feeling that stays with you. Listeners, think about something that gives you pleasure and something that brings you happiness. Are they the same or different?
That's a great question. And sometimes the same thing can give you both. Like listening to your favorite music can make you feel good in the moment and also bring back happy memories.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about routines. Some people think routines are boring, but routines can actually help us find more happiness. What do you think, Emily?
I totally agree. I love my morning routine. I wake up, stretch a little, and then drink a glass of water. It makes me feel calm and ready for the day. Even simple routines can give you a sense of comfort.
Yeah, routines make life a bit easier. They help our brains relax because we know what's coming next. Maybe our listeners can try creating a happiness routine, like taking a short walk after lunch.
That's a great idea. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Even making your bed or smiling at someone can be part of your happiness routine.
So true. Now let's talk about challenges. Sometimes it's not easy to feel happy, especially when things go wrong. Emily, what do you do when you're having a tough day?
Honestly, I try to notice one good thing, even if it's very small. I also talk to a friend or take a few deep breaths. Sometimes I just remind myself that it's okay to have bad days.
That's important. I sometimes take a break and listen to music, or I go outside for a few minutes. Nature really helps me feel better, even if I'm just looking at the sky.
Me too. I love looking at the clouds or feeling the sun on my face. It's amazing how something so simple can change your mood.
Right, and that brings us to another point. Mindfulness. Being mindful means paying attention to the present moment. Have you practiced mindfulness, Emily?
I have. I try to do simple mindfulness exercises like noticing my breathing or listening carefully to the sounds around me. It helps me feel calm and grateful.
Listeners, you can try this too. Right now, take a deep breath. Notice how it feels. Are you sitting or standing? What do you hear? This small exercise can help you find joy in the moment.
And it's a great way to practice English too. Try describing what you see or feel in simple words.
Let's talk about another topic, helping others. Did you know that doing something kind for someone else can make you happier?
Yes, there's even a word for this. Helper's high. When you help someone, your brain gives you a little happiness boost. Like last week, I helped my neighbor carry her groceries. I felt happy all day.
I love that. Sometimes I just hold the door open for someone or let someone go ahead of me in line. It's a small thing, but it feels good.
So, listeners, your mini challenge is this. Do one small kind thing for someone today. It could be a smile, a compliment, or helping with something simple.
And if you want, share your story with us. We'd love to know how it made you feel.
Let's talk about gratitude. We mentioned gratitude journals earlier, but gratitude is really just being thankful for what you have. David, what are you grateful for today?
Today I'm grateful for my health, for this podcast, and honestly for my cup of tea this morning. Oh, and for my warm sock. It's cold outside.
Ha ha, I love that. I'm grateful for my family, my cozy blanket, and the chance to talk to all of you listening right now.
Gratitude doesn't have to be complicated. Even saying thank you out loud can make you and others feel happier.
That's so true. And in English-speaking cultures, saying thank you is very common. People say it for big and small things, like someone holding the elevator door or sharing food.
Right, and it's a way to show respect and kindness. Listeners, try saying thank you to someone today and see how it feels.
Now, let's talk about comparing ourselves to others. This is a big challenge for happiness, especially with social media. David, do you ever compare yourself to others online?
Honestly, yes, sometimes I do. It's easy to see photos of people traveling or buying new things and think, why isn't my life like that? But I remind myself that social media is usually just the highlights, not real life.
Exactly. No one's life is perfect. Everyone has problems, even if you don't see them online.
So if you catch yourself comparing, try to focus on what you enjoy in your own life. Maybe it's your favorite song, your pet, or even your favorite food.
That's a great tip. And remember, you are enough just as you are.
Now let's talk about laughter. Emily, when was the last time you laughed really hard?
Oh, wow, probably last weekend. I watched a funny movie with my friends. We laughed so much my stomach hurt.
Laughter is amazing. It's good for your health and your mood. Even just smiling can make you feel better.
So true. Listeners, here's a challenge. Try to make someone laugh today. Maybe tell a joke or share a funny story.
Or watch a funny video in English. It's a great way to practice listening and learn new words.
Now let's talk about nature. We touched on this earlier, but being outside, even for a few minutes, can really boost your mood.
Yes, there's something special about trees, the sky, even just fresh air. And you don't need to go on a big hike. Even a walk in your neighborhood or sitting by a window can help.
Right. I love seeing flowers or listening to birds. Sometimes I take a picture and save it on my phone so I can remember the feeling.
That's a nice idea. Maybe our listeners can share photos of something in nature that makes them happy.
Now, let's talk about celebrating small wins. David, do you remember a time you celebrated something small?
Oh, yeah. Last week I finished a big project at work. To celebrate, I made myself a nice dinner and watched my favorite show. It wasn't a big party, but it felt special.
I love that. Sometimes I give myself a treat, like a piece of chocolate or a relaxing bath, when I finish something difficult. It's a way to say, "Good job, Emily."
Listeners, remember to celebrate your small victories too. Learning a new English word, trying a new recipe, or even just getting out of bed on a tough day, they all matter.
Now, let's talk about hobbies. Doing something you enjoy can bring a lot of happiness. David, what's your favorite hobby?
I love playing the guitar. Even if I'm not perfect, it helps me relax and have fun.
That's great. I enjoy painting, even though I'm not very good at it. It's just fun to play with colors.
Hobbies are a great way to express yourself and find joy. You don't have to be an expert. It's all about enjoying the process.
So true. And if you're learning English, your hobby can help you practice. Try writing about your hobby in English or find a group online that shares your interest.
Now let's talk about connections. Spending time with people you like is a huge source of happiness.
Absolutely. I love having dinner with my family or chatting with friends. Even a quick phone call can make a big difference.
And for our listeners, maybe you can practice English by talking with someone, even just for a few minutes. Connection is important, even if it's online.
And if you don't have someone to talk to, you can write in a journal or send a message to us. We love hearing from you.
Now let's discuss the idea of being present. We often worry about the past or the future, but happiness is usually in the now.
That's so true. I sometimes catch myself thinking about what I need to do tomorrow, and I forget to enjoy what's happening right now.
Here's a tip. Take a mindful minute. Stop and notice 3 things around you. Maybe the color of your cup, the sound of your voice, or the feeling of your chair.
That's a great practice, and it's easy to do wherever you are.
Now let's talk about learning. Trying something new, like learning English, can make you happy, even if it's hard at first.
Definitely. I remember when I started learning Spanish, it was tough, but every time I understood a new word, I felt so proud and happy.
Exactly. So, listeners, celebrate your progress. Every new word, every new sentence, it's all a reason to be happy.
Now, let's talk about movement and exercise. Even a little movement, like stretching or walking, can lift your mood.
That's right. I sometimes do a quick stretch in the morning. It wakes me up and makes me feel good.
And you don't need a gym, just dance to your favorite song or walk around your living room. Simple movements are enough.
Let's talk about self-care. Taking care of yourself is important for happiness. That could be sleeping well, eating healthy, or just taking a break.
Yes, I love taking a relaxing bath or reading a book. It's my way to recharge.
So, listeners, maybe today do one small thing for yourself. You deserve it.
Now let's talk about acceptance. Sometimes things don't go as planned. Accepting this can actually make us happier.
Yeah, I used to get upset when things went wrong. Now I try to accept it and move on. It's not easy, but it helps.
And remember, mistakes are normal. They're part of learning and living.
Let's talk about dreams and goals. Having something to look forward to can make life more exciting.
Yes, even a small goal, like learning 5 new English words this week, can give you a sense of purpose.
And you can celebrate when you reach your goal. Listeners, what's one small goal you can set for yourself this week?
Now let's talk about letting go of perfection. Sometimes we're too hard on ourselves, but perfection isn't real. Doing your best is enough.
I agree. I used to worry about making mistakes in English, but now I know it's part of learning.
Exactly. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Celebrate your effort.
And finally, let's talk about sharing joy. When you feel happy, share it with someone. A smile, a story, or even a simple message can spread happiness.
That's right. Happiness grows when we share it. So, listeners, tell someone about something good that happened to you today.
All right, before we finish, let's highlight some vocabulary from today's episode.
Great idea. Our first word is gratitude. That means feeling thankful for something. For example, I feel gratitude for my friends.
Next is mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to the present moment. Like, I practice mindfulness by listening to the rain.
Another word is routine. A routine is something you do regularly, like your morning routine. My routine helps me feel calm.
Let's not forget perfection. Perfection means being perfect. But remember, nobody's perfect. I don't need perfection, I just do my best.
And how about celebrate? To celebrate means to enjoy or mark a special event. I celebrate my birthday with my family.
Another good one is connection. Connection is the feeling you have with other people. I feel a strong connection with my best friend.
Lastly, joy. Joy is a strong feeling of happiness. I felt so much joy when I saw the puppy.
And a quick note, words like gratitude come from Latin. In many languages like Spanish or French, you'll find similar words.
And mindfulness is made from mind and full, so it's like your mind is full of the present moment.
All right, to wrap up, let's remember, you don't have to wait for big moments to be happy. Happiness is often in the small, everyday things.
Yes, notice the good things, be kind to yourself, and share your joy with others.
Thank you so much for listening to the Daily English Podcast. We hope you find a little more happiness in your everyday life and in your English studies.
Don't forget to try our mini challenges and share your stories. We love hearing from you. Take care and see you next time.
Goodbye, everyone. Remember, you already have happiness. Sometimes you just need to notice it.